Hey YouTube, Brandon Ascari here with another awesome and insightful episode of Ascari Digital's Content Creator Academy, where, as you know, it is my goal to help educate and inspire you to be the best and most successful freelancer that I know you could be. If you haven't already, don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you and your friends can be the first one to see this video when it airs Mondays and Wednesdays. Give us a big thumbs up if you haven't already. Show us that you like the video. Leave a comment down below with any questions that you may have, and let's jump in and talk about understanding of the camera department. So when talking about the camera department, there are a few key positions that we're going to be talking about, starting with the lowest and working our way up to the highest. Now, the first position is the second AC, or second assistant camera. Then you have the first AC, or first assistant camera. Then you have your camera operator, and then you have the cinematographer or director of photography, whichever you want to be called or whichever they want to be called. It really makes no difference. So starting with the second AC. So your second AC is going to basically be the PA of the camera department. They will help you move equipment, they will help you set up equipment, and they will also operate the slate in some instances. So the second AC will be the person who walks in front of the camera with the slate and says, all right, quiet on set, everybody ready, we're going in for a take, roll camera, roll sound, and mark it, exit frame, settle on the director's call, let them go, call action, blah, blah, blah. That would be the second AC, the one who goes through that process on every take, as well as helping with the camera. Then, after they've been doing that for a while, they work their way up the ladder, then they move to being the first assistant camera. Now, the first assistant camera's primary focus is going to be, believe it or not, focus pulling, making sure that this beautiful face, whether I go here or back here or over here and over there, stays in focus. Let's see how Sony's autofocus performs. Can you keep an eye on me, huh? Am I too fast for you? Am I too fast? I have no idea. But anyway, that's autofocus. I am not trying to automate the first AC by any means. Focus pulling is a wonderful art and something that a lot of people do not pay enough attention to, and they have a hard time keeping critical focus at all times. That's why the first ACs make good money and why they are highly sought after and definitely needed for a lot of productions. So first AC, extremely important job. Should always try to have one on any film production that you are doing because it is necessary. You need someone to make sure that that shot is in focus, especially if you're doing any moving shots. If it's stationary, setting up an interview and the person's not moving back and forth too much, you could probably get away with just setting up that interview, doing it yourself, no problem. But anything that requires like a subject who starts back here and works their way up here, you're going to need a focus puller to make sure that rack focus is done smoothly and perfectly, where they will set start points and end points and rack effectively. Then when you move up from first AC, another 5 or 10 years down the line, you work your way up to what we call the camera operator. So the camera operator's job is to work with the director of photography / cinematographer to execute all of the camera moves that they see fit. So whether it's pans, tilts, or shoulder rig or anything like that, that will be the camera operator's job, is to interpret and execute the camera moves that the director of photography collaborated with the director on the vision that we are seeing before us. So the camera operator handles the camera, the moves, and actually executing them. They do the heavy lifting for the director of photography or cinematographer. Then your director of photography or cinematographer is the person who will collaborate directly with the director of the film to ensure that they are executing the vision and the overall look of the film, and they'll communicate with the lighting department and the camera department about what look, the type of lighting, the type of cinematography, the camera moves, the lenses, the shutter speed, the aperture, the frame rate, all that stuff. They will communicate down the necessary channels after their discussions and interpretation of what the vision is from the director. So on big budget films, you may not see the director of photography holding a camera. But in the independent world, you don't have a second AC. And in the independent world, you probably won't have a camera operator if you are lucky, then you may get a first AC to pull focus for you, but in a lot of situations on smaller scale shoots, you'll be pulling focus, you'll be doing all the camera moves, you'll be doing everything in the camera department as one person. I would, however, really push to get a focus puller, especially if there's a lot of moving shots, because you do need somebody to help pull focus for you if you're going to be executing fluid movement. That's just something that I've always noticed, and it's difficult to do that. Then there are some specialty things like Steadicam operators who are really in charge of handling the Steadicam, which you definitely, if you can afford it and it's in your budget, you should have a Steadicam. It adds so much cinematic movement, but for them, you need somebody who can pull focus because the camera's going to be all over the place, and there's just no way that you're going to be able to keep anything in focus if you're running around and going up the stairs and down the stairs and in and out of buildings and stuff like that with a camera following a subject or something else. And another specialty thing would be like a dolly grip, which is somebody who helps execute the dolly moves by pushing or pulling the cart that the camera and everything sits on the track. So there's a couple other things outside of there. Anyways, if you have any questions, leave a comment down below about anything that has to do with the camera department. I am happy to answer them. If you're unsure of specific job duties or what a certain question may fall into, whose department, feel free to let me know. I'm more than happy to answer those questions. Otherwise, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, give me a huge thumbs up because it helps with the YouTube algorithm. And who doesn't want to see me smile? I appreciate it. You guys are the best. But anyway, in the meantime, my name is Brandon Ascari from Ascari Digital's Content Creator Academy, where, as you know, it's my goal to help educate and inspire you to being the best and most successful freelancer that I know you can be. And in the meantime, I will see you.